Sure, it's very true. A lot of people are moving into New Jersey these days, but New Jersey still has the highest percentage of people moving out of the state as well. I've got some great tips to help you relocate as well as sell your home. That's all coming up next. Hey, so what's going on, everybody? I'm Bob Dzienis, a local realtor here with eXp Realty in Bergen County, New Jersey. Not only do I service Bergen County, but also northern New Jersey as well. And thanks so much for tuning into my channel today. I really appreciate it. So in today's video, I'm talking all about relocation as well as selling your house. You know what? It really can be pretty stressful. So I'm here to give some tips on both to make it as smooth as possible for you. And like I said at the intro tease, it's really true. A lot of people are moving into the state because of the current situation. And if you don't know what I mean by the current situation, it's the pandemic. A lot of people are moving out of the 5 boroughs of New York and coming here to New Jersey. But because of the pandemic, it's really changed people's outlook, the way that we work, and it's really become a catalyst for people to say, I'm out of New Jersey. Maybe I want warmer weather or less taxes, or is just a better quality of life. So that's what I'm talking about today. How can you successfully sell your house, but also look to relocate to a brand new location? Also, be sure to stick around to the end of the video. I have a free download for you. It's my relocation guide, as well as how to prepare your house for sale. If you stick to the end, I'll give you all of the details of how to download it for free. So yes, it's true. A lot of people are moving into New Jersey these days, but more and more we're seeing a lot of outbound moves as well. In fact, the National Association of Realtors just released some data about where people are moving to from New Jersey. In fact, I have a whole video about this. If you want to check it out here, it's all about people who are moving in and out of New Jersey. All right, so maybe you've got it in your mindset that you want to leave New Jersey. Somehow you've got to manage not just relocating, but you've got to figure out where the heck do you want to move to. So selling your house as well as relocating can be a lot. But let's get into the mindset first of relocation. One of the first things I would recommend doing is contacting your local real estate agent, like me. If you're thinking of getting out of New Jersey, I have a great network of agents all over the country that I can engage with. And one of the first things I would recommend is getting you in touch with one of those agents. By doing that, they're going to give you some great insights and perspective about areas that maybe you're considering moving to. Another tip, use YouTube. If you have an idea of where you might want to move to, start getting perspective by watching YouTube videos. And plus, there's all kinds of information on the internet about everything and everywhere across the country. So after doing your research, maybe you've traveled to a couple of the cities or towns that you're considering, you've got it in your head that, all right, it's time to make that move. Here are some other things that you can do to prepare for that relocation as well. One thing to consider if you are relocating out of state, definitely have a budget and start saving your money. What kind of place are you going to be moving into? Will it require security deposits? What if it's a short-term rental? If it is, you might need some down payment of some sort to be able to secure that before, let's say you're building a house in your new area. How long will that home take for it to be completed? Or if you need closing costs from your sale of your home here in New Jersey to use for a down payment on a house in your new location, you might need temporary housing until you can actually finalize everything to be able to move into that house and close. Another tip, if you're thinking of relocating and you've made that decision, use the time now to purge. What's the point of bringing that 30-year-old sofa if you're not going to use it anymore? So use the time to purge, look at Goodwill, look at the Vietnam Veterans Association. They're happy to take your donation, so it makes it easier for you when you have to pack and prep for your move. Another important factor to consider by moving out of state, remember to really vet moving companies. See what's contained in their contract, what's covered, what's not covered. What about insurance? My recommendation is to really look at getting 3 bids if you have to use a moving company. Also, if you were able to get a job transfer with your company, do they have moving services as well? Definitely contact your HR department to see what kind of things that they offer in regards to a moving plan for you. Also, when it comes to moving companies, again, make sure that it is insured, check the policies, see what they cover. But also go to the U.S. Department of Transportation's website, because there they have great tips for you and insurance companies that you can utilize to tack on just a little bit more protection for all of your valuables. Other things to consider is you might have to pay taxes in both states. So if you're moving mid-year, you'll still have to pay New Jersey taxes as well as to the new state where you'll be moving to. Also, it's really important to hire your realtor relatively quickly. And the reason is like if you were to hire me here in New Jersey and we get you an agent at the state or the town where you're looking to move, that then becomes a team. We want that team to work together so that we're constantly communicating and keeping everybody in the loop, in the situation, so we understand like what your timeline's going to be and what it's going to look like. All right, so that was all about relocating. And you're probably gonna have to be doing a lot of that as you're also considering selling your house here in New Jersey as well. All right, so let's now talk about getting your house ready to sell so that that relocation can actually happen. And you're probably gonna have to do some of those relocation activities while you're prepping your house for sale as well. It's kind of all gonna happen together. That's why if you got that team and we're all talking to each other, it all could be a really, really good benefit to you so that you're prepared. So like I mentioned in the relocation part of this video, you definitely want to get a listing agent quickly. And the reason you want to get a listing agent like me is because we're going to be able to work with you to tell you the actual realistic price of what your house can be sold for. Talk to an agent, understand what's happening in the market, and see where you're at financially with how much you've paid off your mortgage, if you even have a mortgage, and what kind of a market are you in right now at this moment. During COVID-19 and the pandemic, it's really been a seller's market. So we're seeing tons of multiple offers and people are actually seeing 10 to 15% over ask prices on their homes. But if you're watching this video, it's a more competitive environment, like more of a buyer's market, where there's a lot of inventory and buyers are just picking and choosing whatever that they can go for because there's too much inventory. You might not make as much money on your house sale. And that's okay, you just have to figure out when is the right time for you. So look at your financial situation, look at your house situation, look at the market, work really closely with a trusted real estate agent. Another tip for getting your house ready for sale, buy extra light bulbs. I know that sounds kind of strange, but when you get photos taken, I see these in listing photos pretty frequently, where there's a light bulb out. You know, maybe from a ceiling fan, one of the lights is out. Kind of a quirky tip, but it's true. Something small like that, that small little detail can show up in a listing photo. So just make sure it looks consistent. Obviously, one of the biggest things you can do is really work on curb appeal of your home. So right now I'm recording this in February. We had some major snow here. So obviously you can't have nice landscaping to show or plantings outside. But you can still clean up the area, take snow off the bushes, make sure your front stoop is clean, your front door is clean. Small little touches that you can even do in the winter time just to give that home that first impression feel, which is so important as buyers are coming to see a house. Obviously, if you're in the spring, summer, and fall months, there's so many things that you can do to really give that first impression, that first feeling to buyers who are coming to your house. Make sure to power wash, paint that front door, make sure the yard is decluttered, and everything is picture perfect and ready to go for photos as well. If you see moss on your roof, for instance, have it cleaned. It doesn't cost a lot of money to do that, but it really can make a great first impression for buyers as well as through your photographs. Another obvious tip here is really deep clean your house. Spend a couple of $100, have a cleaning service to come in and maintain that cleanliness throughout. Declutter as much as you can, paint some walls if that makes sense. If you have more unusual colors in your home, not those neutral colors, that might throw some buyers off. So neutralize where you can, declutter as much as you can. If you have to get a storage unit, get a storage unit. Not only will a decluttered home look great in photographs, but it will give buyers that impression of just, wow, I can see our furniture here, I can see me living here, I can see us living here. So the more you can do that, the better for you. Neutralize, declutter, clean. Another tip, if you've got a couple of things that, you know what, you just never got fixed, get your handyman in. If it's gonna be a couple of $100, have those small little fixes done. If there's a leaking faucet, have that fixed. Maybe a couple of cracks from some seals in sheetrock, for instance, have those fixed. So again, work with your real estate agent. As they're walking around, they might point out some things in your home that could be easily fixed and could save you thousands and give you back thousands of dollars when you go to sell the house. Another important tip is staging the home. So sometimes we can just use what you already have to stage your house. So work with your real estate agent. What do you already have that maybe can be used? Or maybe it's a matter of having the agent utilize a staging company. And you could stage 1 or 2 rooms. It doesn't have to be the whole house. For instance, whatever that first room is that people are going to see when they walk through the door, that's a great room to stage. Another tip to get your home show ready is make sure your real estate agent uses a professional photographer. I see it too many times where real estate agents are not using a professional photographer and they're using their phones. Unfortunately, many agents, they don't light things well, so you can see darkness in rooms. It just does not come across well. In fact, if you're in a location that maybe is near a lake or near New York City, for instance, I would definitely want some drone coverage. So as that drone is making its way up, people can see where the actual home is located. So great idea to possibly use that as well. The final tip to consider with all of this and getting your home ready for sale, but depersonalize and possibly even just get a storage unit. So if you've got a lot of stuff, you don't want to necessarily stuff your closets with all of your stuff or all of your attic space with all of your stuff. Spend the $150, get a storage unit, get rid of what you can, stage it well, declutter it, and depersonalize it so that buyers coming in can really visualize the space as their own. All of these things really can help get you more money in your pocket when you go to sell. All right, so there you go. Tips on relocating as well as prepping to sell your house so you can get the heck out of New Jersey. Selling your house, sure, it can be stressful, but add to that relocating to another state and that can just add another level of excitement. So like I mentioned up front, really work with a real estate agent like myself to help you plan out all the steps that would be necessary, but also to get you in touch with agents who are out of the state of New Jersey so that those conversations can start and help you prep and be ready for that new home that you're looking to get outside of New Jersey. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I have a great toolkit that you can use if you're thinking of relocating or just looking to get your house ready for sale. So just go down into the description of this video. That's where you'll find a link to my relocating and prepping your home for sale guide. It's a great checklist you can use to really kind of help map out that whole process for you. So again, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm Bob Dzienis with eXp Realty here in Bergen County, New Jersey. And if you ever have any questions whatsoever about real estate here in Bergen County or Northern New Jersey, go ahead, here's my information. Feel free to send me an email, shoot me a text, or give me a call. I'm happy to answer any questions that maybe you have. So if a relocation or a home sale is in your future, definitely reach out to me. I've got some great contacts across the country who are prepped and ready to go to help in that entire process. So thanks again for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next week with my next video.